Hi, it's JamesAnimalHarrison. I'm back to do another snare drum for you today. Today we're going to do a very unique drum, and you can see I'm starting with the head off because it's such a unique drum. I want to take a little bit of time to show this one. This is the Arbiter Snare Drum, and it's kind of a very unique tuning mechanism. You can see there's no lug casings or tension rods anywhere on the drum. What happens is it has a hoop, and I'll show you from the top hoop. It has this lip here, and the shell sits inside there. I'm actually not sure if this is painted a certain way or if it's a composite shell of some kind. You can see inside, it's got kind of almost like a composite weird material it's made out of, and it's got this ring that sits around it. That's part of the outer shell. And what happens is it has a tuning ring like this that has a tension screw on one side, and it latches around, and it goes over a hoop. And that hoop, as you tighten this, it pulls the hoop into the other side of it as it goes around this ring, and pulls the head down. So it tightens in one type of system. So I have the bottom head on here already. We have a Remo Diplomat on the bottom, basic snares that are there, straps. We're going to check this drum out. Now, I bought this because of a guy named Pat Rogers years ago who used to work for Sabian. Worked for these guys for a while, and he played one, and I thought it was cool. I ended up never getting one, and then I found one on eBay one time, bought it, and just thought, oh, okay, I got that, and I stuck it aside. So I haven't done anything with it. The head that was on it was pretty sharp. I've heard a lot of different people say it doesn't resonate, it does resonate, and whatnot. They're pretty hard to find. I believe it was a European or a Canadian company. Anyway, I'm going to put this this Aquarian head on here. This is a demo head, never been used. It was supposed to be in a store to demonstrate the type of drum head films and stuff. The reason I'm putting this one on here is because it doesn't have much of a formed collar. And, one of the things I had read is that these heads can be a little bit on the difficult side to operate if they're stretched out in any way. So here's the hoop that comes on it, and you can see it has an edge like this. Well, that ring that I put on here, I'll put the hoop on, and once I put that ring around it, it will grab that lower ring and the upper ring, and it will be able to kind of tune the drum. Now, I can tell you, from taking these off before, they can be a bit tricky to work with. So like right now, I'm not around both rings. Okay, I think I've got it here. I'm going to try to pop that in. So I've got it slightly off from the bottom hoop, but that's okay. I'm going to leave it that way. So you can see now that I've got it clamped on around this ring that's stuck out. This ring goes over it, clamps down. As I tighten this screw here, it will pull this together, and as it pulls it together, it will pull down on the head and tighten it in one type of a situation or setting. And what did I do with my key? I'll have to use this key for now. I'm going to start turning this, and I'll try to give you kind of a little bit of a reading along the way. I know it's never fun to watch somebody tune a drum, but this one, and see, I messed it up already. I have to unscrew it a little bit. So when I put the ring on and clamped it, I didn't. The clamp is on here, but it's not on back here. So I said they can be a bit tricky to work with initially to make sure that you get that hoop or Saturn type ring over both the lip on the drum and the lip on the hoop. So anyway, that being said, now I'm on film fumbling because I didn't do it correctly. So what I have to do is loosen this enough that I can pop this out here. And I'm just going to use this key to help do it. So now I pop that out and that ring pops off. So I'm going to try to pop it on again. I just have to make sure that as I do it, I have both hoops inside the tuning mechanism, the tuning ring. And I mean, I could tell you, it's on the difficult side to get it together. So And then when I do, I'm going to push it. And now I could have done it the other way, but I didn't want to take the screw all the way out because I thought that might take more time. But unfortunately, maybe I should have done that because I'm having a hard time getting this on. I have to loosen it just a tad more. Right there. Just a fraction of the knot going on there. Well, I'm making this drum look really bad, aren't I? Okay. All right, that was tough. So now we're gonna, I see that's on all the way around. And the idea is that as I tune this screw here, it will start pulling the head down across the drum. So you're going to kind of get to see one in motion. Sorry that took me a while to get that going. It is a little bit of a pain. I'm not going to go through the seating process and all that. I'm just going to tune it and use it for the video today. And as it drops and seeds in, I'll go through and work on that along the way. So, one thing I was going to say about it, I noticed as I was working on the bottom head that because you don't have tension rods around it, so right now, where the screw is here, it's the least amount of tension on the ring because it's the farthest apart as I pull the rings together. So it's kind of strange in the sense that I don't know that it does a great job of having equal tension all the way around. All right, we're going to stop right there for a minute. So here it is. Again, the Arbiter drum. This is a chrome over some kind of composite. So if I tap around here, you can try to hear the pitch differences. And I hope that comes across on the camera there. So I know it's boring to sit here and watch this, but here there's been no muffling whatsoever. So you're going to get to hear a little bit more of a unique thing. I'm going to bring this up a little bit. So I did like 3/4 turns on the side post there. Down, the snares are a little bit raspy. Trying to tighten them up just a tad. Okay, that's not bad. You could probably get a great 80s low snare sound out of this. That's with the Vader Buzzkill. really too much. Okay, I'm gonna take it up a little bit more. So, take the dust kill off. No muffling. Okay, it's not bad. No snares. Okay, cross stick. And again, we'll throw the Vader buzzkill on. That really takes a lot away. Tighten the snares a little bit more. Okay, so this is one for sure that to me has more resonance and really cuts more. So here's the Arbiter snare drum, again, made in England or Canada, I'm not sure which. I'm not even sure if this is real wood or a composite of some kind because of the way it looks. So there's a rainbow ambassador on the bottom, this Aquarian demo head that used to go in stores, and because it has such a little collar, I put that on knowing that you can tune these up to the top of their range really easy sometimes with preformed collars. I don't have a lot of space left on the bottom head to go much higher. You can see on the top head, as you tighten this screw, it pulls this together, and that's what makes the drum tune and do what it does. So it's definitely in the unique category. I honestly, you would have to work with this quite a while to be quick at it. I don't think it's any quicker in any way, shape, or form as like it's definitely not quicker than a Yamaha Nouveau type situation or to me, just even a regular head, because you get pretty good at doing that. This takes some time getting used to, but there you go. Now you get to see the drum, Arbiter.